excited, so call me back. Okay, love you. Bye.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to Emotionally Online, the show for spilling guts and sharing secrets, hosted by yours truly, the one and only Maddie Drosbeck. And today we are live from Italy, baby. Oy, 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 oy. Which means that I'm joined here by two of the besties. You know them, you love them. The people that have been on this podcast the most. It's Ashley and Micha.
So happy to be back.
So we're on day six, seven
for us, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We left last Sunday night.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it is now Sunday of the next week. So we've been in Italy for a week now. We've got one more full day and then we leave the next.
Sad.
But it's been a crazy week.
We've had such a good time.
Yeah.
We've had a
We've been living,
We are a
laughing,
really
and
good
loving.
group. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it
been
is.
amazing. It's been so fun getting to know everybody.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
really, really good.
For those of you
Definitely.
that maybe have no idea what any of this is, like over a year ago.
We were still living together at the time.
That's crazy.
It was a long time ago.
Over a year ago at this point, I worked with Trova Trip, which is a group travel company, to plan 2 vacations to Europe, 1 week in Italy, 1 week in Greece, with 20 of you guys. So we've got a group of 20 here in Italy. And then after this trip ends, I go directly to Greece to meet 20 more of you and vacation for a week. So it's a very unique travel experience.
Definitely.
But it's been a lot of fun. And yeah, the group is really, really special, which I feel like I knew it was going to be like
Totally.
this. But it's one of those things, like, you have no idea how it's going to go until you're doing it. Like,
Totally.
really, how do you have expectations for how it's
Yeah,
going to go?
totally.
Like such a unique thing.
Yeah. So I had hopes that it would go this way, but I feel really happy and relieved. Everyone's been getting along.
Yeah.
Everyone is so kind and thoughtful
Everyone
and
is
lovely.
so amazing.
Yeah.
And everyone, like, especially towards the end of the trip, has really been opening up, getting
Yeah.
more vulnerable. It's been, like, so fun and special to get to know people's stories a little better.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. It really is just like a little bestie trip. Exactly what we had hoped that it would be.
1,000%.
So
What we needed.
it's what we
It's-
all fucking needed.
It's what we deserve.
Facts.
Yeah.
So,
It's what we deserved.
you know.
And if you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw some of, like, the very cute photos we've taken on this trip. They're so sweet. I posted as the day that we're recording this is the day that I posted photos of us, like, frolicking through fields together, which those are just, like, the sweetest photos to me. Just, like, sweet and innocent and girly and giggly and fun.
So fun.
Running through fields in pretty outfits and spinning around in circles.
Barefoot
like,
in the grass.
It's so perfect to me. It's such
Yeah.
a particular vibe.
The
Definitely.
Italian countryside is so much greener
Yeah.
than I expected. Like,
Yeah.
I knew going into this that we were going to have a good time, and I was excited to go to Italy because I'd never been. But, like, I didn't realize how beautiful of a location we were going to. And, like,
Yeah.
every place that we've been to, I have just been like, I've been, like, truly in awe. Like, it's really taken my breath away, like, how stunning and beautiful the countryside has been. Like, I wasn't expecting to, like, really I came into this trip knowing that we were going to have fun and we were going to have a good time. I wasn't coming into this trip thinking, like, oh, I'm so excited to see how beautiful Italy is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, it's been like a bonus on
sure.
like what has
Yeah.
been a really
Yeah.
amazing bestie trip.
Like, all the drives have been stunning. You're just
Yeah.
driving around.
Totally.
And, like, it's just miles and miles of, like, green grass and
Totally.
trees. Even the cities and the towns are,
It's
like,
beautiful.
Yeah.
really quaint and charming and beautiful and colorful. And it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think my, like, main observation when we're driving is just how it all looks so different. Like, when you're driving on the highways in Massachusetts, it's just like you're
Yes.
in a forest of everything that's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Every single tree looked like it's been copied
And the roads are
pasted.
pretty flat too, and they're pretty straight, you know. Like, it's so hilly here,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
there's so much depth on the side of the highway, like
Yeah.
you're saying, but it's also like
But it just looks like someone like meticulously crafted it on
Yeah.
fucking Sims.
Yeah.
Like they're like, let's put 4 of these trees here and then nowhere anywhere else. And then like 2 miles down the road, you'll see them again. But it's like, it's like such, I don't know.
It looks hand painted even. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so specific.
there's a lot of farms too.
Yeah. A lot of that.
Mm.
It's so beautiful though. I actually, not to sound controversial, I don't know that I'm that impressed by Rome, I'll be honest.
You're not controversial for saying that at
No.
all. I think that's a really common experience.
Yeah, I wasn't super impressed by Rome either. I didn't dislike it, but I
Yeah.
wasn't like I feel like
Wow.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the
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 countryside.
countryside was really the
Right.
stuff
Yeah.
that I felt wowed
For
by.
sure.
Yeah.
To me, I've said this a couple times today. To me,
Yeah.
Rome feels like New York City in a different font. Like
Yeah.
it's clear that you're in a different country. It's clear
Yeah.
that you're in Italy, but it's
Totally.
just like a big city. It's another
Yeah.
really large
Yeah.
city with a lot of people.
Yeah. It's interesting. I was thinking about this because I agree, but also I'm like, I would say that sentence about Rome and be like, oh, it's New York in a different font. But then when I went to Paris, I was like, it's New York in a different font.
That's true.
Oh, interesting.
I see that.
And I feel like I've
Yeah.
had different reactions to both, even though they're
Yeah.
like relatively similar-ish.
Yeah.
So why was Rome more lackluster and Paris was more
I don't know if it's just the way I experienced
Yeah.
Paris that made me have that reaction to it, where I was there alone, and so finding that it reminded me of New York
Yeah.
made it like
Yeah.
more comfortable to
Yeah.
me. Or
I also feel like Paris is
I don't
very
know.
like romantic and like
Yeah.
everyone, you know, like growing up, I mean, like you think about Paris and it's like, wow, the Eiffel Tower. I feel like Rome doesn't have, you know, Rome has a lot of like really important historical monuments. You know, I feel like
Yeah.
it doesn't have like the same romantic air of like, what a dream.
Right.
As like Paris has, just stereotypically even.
I also think like we were in an area that was like particularly touristy. Like we didn't really get to see
Yeah.
more like quainter like local sides of Rome. I think it would be like the equivalent of like going from, you know, like the Lower East Side or like Times
Yeah.
Square to
Yeah.
like the Upper West Side or Inwood or other parts of Brooklyn or something.
Yeah.
You know, it could have been nicer in other places. Also, we did so much walking
Yeah.
while we were in Rome. It was
Also,
raining
to be
constantly.
fair, it was like really
It was
shitty
the
weather
only
when we were in
Florida
Rome.
trip that we've had bad weather.
So the
Yeah.
vibes were a little off.
We were just jet lagged and tired and
And I will
soaking
say,
wet from the rain.
I was actually pleasantly surprised with Rome when we first got there because I was like, wow, it's like really green. Like for a city, there's a lot of
Totally.
trees. It's very
Yeah.
beautiful relative to like other cities that I've been in or what I was expecting. It was only after seeing the countryside that now I'm like, oh, okay. I'm glad we
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
spend more than like, you know, a day or
Yeah,
two
yeah,
in
yeah,
Rome
yeah.
because what we've seen is just like
I agree.
breathtaking.
Nuts.
And
yeah.
maybe part of it is just like living in a city, you're more wowed by stuff that's like totally outside of
Yeah,
what
totally.
you experience on a day to
Yeah,
day.
that's
Like
true.
I love cities. Obviously, I live in one. But if I'm vacationing and I really want to feel wowed, like take me somewhere that looks
Nothing.
nothing like what I experience
Yeah.
on a day to day.
Well, and like,
That's fair.
I don't even know where we could. I mean, maybe this is like the Massachusetts in me speaking. I don't even know where we could experience something like what we're seeing here. Like,
Yeah.
we can see more rural, green, grassy areas, but like truly like the hills and the
Yeah.
depth and the beauty that we're seeing. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
so
know.
unique.
I don't
It
think
is
that
really
that's
unique.
I don't know where else we could see that in the States.
I think the
Yeah.
closest I've come to seeing that, and not that I'm like super well traveled in the
Yeah.
States, but I think the closest I've come to seeing that is like California.
Yeah.
I went to San Francisco,
Yeah.
That's
and I was like
interesting.
in awe at the greenery. They have completely different
Yeah.
like
Totally.
plants and tree species, and
Yeah.
they also have Napa Valley, which is
Yeah.
like kind of
I feel like Napa
similar.
Valley might be more similar.
It's
Yeah.
super similar. It's
Also,
very
like,
hilly and
in a-
green.
in a different vein to that, but also like equally as like breathtaking, I think, is like when I drove to Joshua Tree with my sister.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's really, really, it's a beautiful drive.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's
But
a
you
lot
know
different,
what?
but it is like a unique.
Definitely. The Northeast has a lot to offer too, though.
Oh,
like
I
the
totally
Berkshires
agree.
and the-
It's
and
just
the
different.
fall is
I think
amazing.
what stands out about Italy and is different than San Francisco and probably is somewhat similar to Joshua Tree is the amount of vast space that has not been like there's no housing on it. It's
Yeah.
just land.
Yeah.
Like we don't see just like land that is that green and beautiful. I know there's a lot of land in like Montana
thing though. Yeah.
No, but I think it's that kind of land. Like I think like if you go to Montana, you're gonna see like a lot of land, but it looks different, right? Like you're not overlooking like hills with like all this like lush, beautiful. Yeah. So I think like that's been like striking. Is like how like lush and spacious. But Mika, what's been one of your favorite parts?
All of it. I just love this country. I fucking love being here. I like
beautiful.
I've been itching for an opportunity to come back here, so I'm just like literally I'm just happy to be here. Honestly. Yeah. I think my favorite part was like being in Florence. I did a semester abroad in Florence. Oh. I studied abroad when I studied abroad. I studied in Florence, and it has a special place in my heart. But I also think Florence is like really stunning. It's got like it's a big enough city that like you have a lot of stuff to do, and there's like a lot of history and a lot of people to see and places to go. But it's also like small enough and like nestled enough in the Tuscan countryside that you're like surrounded by mountains and greenery, and it's not like overwhelming, and there's not too many people unless you're like right in the city center. And
I liked it a lot. I feel like there were also like really good places to eat, like
for
you have
sure
variety, you know, like it felt like it was like I think you had compared it earlier to like Boston, whereas Rome is like more
New York. Like if Rome is New
bigger
York,
city.
Florence is Boston. It's a little smaller, more manageable, and it's like very beautiful and clean and like aesthetically pleasing.
I liked Florence a lot. It did feel a lot more manageable. Like just like walking around it, like I was like, oh, okay, we can figure this out, you know? Rome is definitely just like obviously like much bigger. For sure. You feel that, you know?
Definitely.
I feel like of all the places, Orvieto was totally my favorite.
That was my favorite too.
And we didn't even stay there. We were just there to walk around for an afternoon.
So beautiful.
But I loved how it was like, it felt like we were the only people there.
Yeah,
it did.
Totally.
Like,
it's
not.
There's no one.
We weren't legitimately. Like, there was like a few people, but like there was no crowds. It felt like you were just like walking through like a storybook village.
Yeah.
And we were the only ones.
Definitely.
It's true.
Yeah. It really was like that. Yeah. I've been there before, and it was like that then too.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, maybe it's because it's like a Wednesday or something, but no, I think it's just there's not a ton of people who live there.
Yeah. That was my favorite too.
Though.
Like,
it's gorgeous.
And also it's more, my guess is that there probably isn't as much public transit going to it because it's like a smaller town, right? So like it does feel, we're with a driver, which has been so helpful, but it's like, it's definitely probably a little more inaccessible. And so like really like it's not a very touristy area.
For sure.
It's just like actually so charming.
I wonder how many people like commute to like Florence. It's like maybe like 45 minutes
even
from
like
Florence.
Even like, yeah, that's a good point. Even like, I'm thinking like, I've never even heard of Orvieto before, you know, like it's not like if I was traveling to Italy, like on my own, I wouldn't know to go there because like, I've never heard of it before, but like, actually that was like the best part of the trip. And we've had a lot of good parts, but that was truly like, it was really special.
It was definitely a big highlight. That and all the wine tastings.
Facts.
Oh my God, come on.
Yeah.
I love a wine
We
tasting.
also have a really amazing tour guide like leader, and I feel like she's been like
she's
a
the
big
best.
She's like made the trip like so much better.
I was just
She's taking good care of us.
Maddie, we love you.
It's so helpful being with someone who like speaks the language, can like talk to all the drivers for you, can like just like take care of all of the logistics when traveling, so that way we can just have a good time.
Yeah, she's also just super knowledgeable about like all the places we go to, and just has like done a really great job of like giving us a little background as we like arrive in places, and just like being a liaison between, you know,
she's like really our advocate. She's like really here for us.
Yeah, for sure. We love her.
We do love her.
She's mother. Massive slay. Honestly, she also wears like sandals or heels exclusively.
Yeah, it's wild.
And
it's
I love
incredible.
that for her.
We're like literally
It's
going on
unhinged,
like
but
several
I
mile
would
walking
break my
tours.
fucking ankles if I was trying to walk around on cobblestone.
Yeah,
No,
you'd be I'd be tripping. You'd be tripping. It like there's no way not to trip.
Night one, I slipped and fell 3 times.
It's true.
It
was raining pretty hard.
It was raining really hard.
It was the streets are wet and I was wearing new
Slippery.
shoes.
Yeah, it's
sneakers. New though.
Yeah.
Slipped 3 times.
It's tough.
You did.
Big bruise on my calf.
Sucks.
Honestly, it's kind of humiliating to meet 20 people for the first time and then fall in front of them 3 times.
LOL.
So I think I had like a good dose of like, just like
Humble too.
Yeah, listen, you've embarrassed yourself probably to the maximum degree
I
right
put
now.
my pants on
So-
one leg at a time.
So you know what? You're
Just a
good for the
girl.
rest of the week.
Right, you can only go up from there, right? That's so real. Everybody was understanding though.
Yeah.
It was slippery.
It
Yeah.
was.
It was really slippery.
It was
And other people were
slippery.
coming
Yeah.
close. I mean, I don't. I'm
Yeah.
sure you weren't the only one.
definitely
right?
were not.
Like,
No, there was a few. I was the only one that did it 3 times.
yeah.
You were the only one
Tough.
wearing brand new sneakers though.
It's true.
Also kind of a slay. Had to be said. Had to be said. They're Air Forces, but they're like different, you know?
Yeah, they got a little
cute.
bedazzling on them.
are a little
That was an
bedazzled.
accident though. I thought I was buying regular Air Forces. I
did it
thought
on
that I was
purpose.
just buying another pair because my old pair looks like ass. So I was like, let me just refresh these. And then they show up and they have like little bedazzlings on them. And I'm like, I didn't know that I bought this.
But
It's perfect.
But they are quite cute.
what are you gonna do? You know? Like
Also, I'm now realizing that me and Ashley are wearing deconstructed emotionally online merch.
yeah, you
By
know.
the way, merch is still live for those of you that haven't gotten to grab anything yet. Right now, I'm wearing the sweatpants. Ashley's wearing the matching sweatshirt.
a little model
We've also
moment.
got a sweater and a t-shirt. with the
And I
most-
bought all of it.
It's real.
So,
Yeah.
Run, don't
Same.
walk.
Really.
run,
Get
don't walk.
in there.
Yeah, there's a
And it's so high quality. I can tell you too. Like everything that Maddie does is so high quality. But like putting it on, I was like, wow. Like not surprised, but like worth noting. Like it's really, really comfortable.
Definitely.
It's beautiful. The texture is like incredible. I'm so excited to get all mine.
Thanks, bestie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so be sure to go check out the website. I already know that some of the sizes are going. I think the t-shirt is only the bigger sizes are left. And I think
High
the
demand.
sweatshirt, the 2X's are gone. And that the last time I
good
checked was a week
sweatshirt.
ago, so they could definitely have
damn.
more sizes gone now at this point. But
Yeah.
so anyways, if you're interested, get in there.
Move fast.
Full send.
Quick
Run,
beat.
don't walk.
Quick
Really.
little promo moment. Can I also just say, I feel like the people of Italy are so fascinated with us. We had an experience, a few of us, when we were out yesterday in Florence. There was a group of 5 of us who we basically just sat and bar hopped while we were in Florence. And the like last place we went to, we were all hungry, but we were like different stages of hunger because some people had been ordering small plates at the other places we were at, and we get to this final restaurant and like I'm ordering a pizza, someone's ordering pasta, we've got other people ordering tiramisu. Like it's like our orders are all over the board in terms of what we're trying to eat. And our waiter was so confused. It was like, really? Like, Alexandra.
So judgy.
Alexandra ordered tiramisu and roast potatoes. And he was like,
Period.
roast potatoes? And was like super
She's like,
judgmental. She was like,
yes.
yes, tiramisu and roast
I
potatoes.
said what I said.
And he thought we were like so
Weird.
so entertaining and strange. So they kept joking with us the entire time we were there. And then when we went to go pay, Alex pulled out her card and she has like a Disney card, so it's like got like Tinkerbell on the front, and he looked at it like she had just given him play money, like she had pulled up to Target, stolen a card from like a children's cash register toy and tried to pay with it. I was like, this like literally can't get. He thinks we're the dumbest people he's ever met. He's like, first they come in here, these Americans, they want roast potatoes and tiramisu, and now they're paying with this fucking baby
Disney money.
card.
His fucking Toys R Us card. Yeah, I have a Toys R Us credit card. What the fuck about it?
But I feel like there's just been like a lot of moments like that on this trip where I've been like, Jesus, like we really are uncivilized people, Americans.
No, we're just trying to have a good time. Look,
Yeah, eating roast potatoes and
it's a
tiramisu.
little
and
unfair because Europeans, most like if we're here, they only get to see us on vacation. It's
true.
Unless
Yeah.
they come to us, and then like they think
even
we're
worse.
then they think we're extra weird because like they're not used to it. So it's like, give me a fucking break. Like honestly, like you're kind of fucking weird too. Okay.
Yeah, for different reasons. You guys don't sell fucking Diet Coke.
You
and
guys
you
don't have
air
AC?
conditioner. Like, yeah, you're the weirdest people I've ever met.
They sat there. When we were in Rome, our waiter judged us for getting 2 bottles of wine.
Yeah, what the hell was that
At
about?
dinner.
We were at dinner, 3 of us.
And even if we were at lunch, that's all right too.
2
We're
bottles of
on
wine. Vacation.
Also,
It's true.
like, you're making money. We're
I know.
giving you money. Why are you yelling about making money? Have you ever been yelled at for trying to spend money before?
we sat there and we're like, okay, we're gonna get all this food, and also, can we get a bottle of the house red and a bottle of the house white? And he looks us dead in the fucking eyes and goes, 2 bottles for 3 people?
Yes.
Yep.
And we were like, yes.
Mind your business.
Do I look like I'm
Yes.
joking with you? I just told you our whole order.
First
No
of all,
hesitation.
Bitch. I'm on vacation. Second of all, that's not even a crazy amount of alcohol.
No.
That's like 3 glasses per person.
Right. Not even. It's like assuming there's 4 glasses in a bottle.
That's 3 glasses per person.
No, it's not. There'd be one not there.
Right?
8 divided by 3
It's late.
is not.
I'm hearing math and I'm checking out.
2.5 bottles per person?
It's like 2.5 glasses.
Like 5. I was thinking like 5 glasses. Right. It doesn't matter.
What in the
It's like
fuck? How do we?
my brain is on a different wavelength than yours right now, because I had like 7.
I was just gaslit into thinking I was
No,
bad
wait,
at math when I
wait,
was
wait.
completely correct just then.
I had like 7 separate thoughts before arriving at 15, before arriving at 5 glasses. And I forgot that you can't read my mind. So that's my bad. I can admit when I'm wrong. I'm not a fucking mathematician. I majored in marketing.
You were like, yeah, that is 3. I was like, 8 divided by 3.
No, I don't know where the fuck I got that from.
You know what? You
I don't
couldn't do
know.
math in that moment, but you can do Tam Sam Som in other moments. So I think she can do math.
Period.
What the hell is Tam Sam Son?
It's that thing
It's
that
a
I
little pitch
texted
deck
you about
thing. It's
when
a
I
little
was, like,
entrepreneurial pitch deck situation.
having a meltdown.
Boring.
Yeah, it's not good.
It is boring.
But it's,
It is so
it's
boring.
really, really hard. And like I couldn't do it. And I tried really hard.
The hardest
and, like,
part about it
and
is-
Mika pulled through for us. And,
Yeah.
and she could barely do it, but she did it.
The hardest part about it was not the math. It's the research that goes into finding the
It's
numbers.
all of it. It's understanding what it even means as a starting point. Okay.
Once you have the numbers, the math is simple. It's literally like this times this equals this.
I don't know.
Yes, it is. Our issue was we didn't know what
I didn't
Ashley
understand-
doesn't trust
No,
math.
I know.
I don't know.
Like, the issue was I was like,
I
where
just
the
don't know.
fuck do we acquire these numbers? Like, you
Yeah.
can't just like whip numbers out of thin air.
That's how I
Anyways.
felt throughout math in its entirety.
Well,
get these
that's why
Where
it was
did
so
this number come
triggering to me
from?
was because I was like, I feel like I'm like 14 years old and my dad is helping me do math problems and I'm having a
Honestly.
meltdown in the middle of my kitchen
I thought we were
because
done with
I don't
this.
understand what these
I'm
numbers
sorry,
mean.
Why the fuck did you make me purchase a graphing calculator?
Dude, that was the dumbest shit I've ever. That was so stupid. You used it for like 2 years
Here's
and
my
you never
beef.
used it again. It's like a $60 fucking calculator.
We only need to know addition, subtraction, multiplication, division.
And
Beyond
decimals
that-
and
I don't even need to know
decimals and
that.
fractions.
I'll be honest.
Right,
I don't
that's
even
it.
need to know that.
That's it. That's all.
I don't need to know how to
all
divide.
you really need to know.
Right, we have calculators
yeah,
on our phones.
I don't need to know.
I don't need to calculate in my head.
I don't want to know.
Anything beyond that, I'm like, why do I need all this nerd shit inside my brain? Why can't you
I
guys
don't.
teach me anything cooler than that?
Yeah.
They won't. As someone who I literally loved math, and I still think it is
Whoa.
fucking don't.
I loved math.
Don't,
Derogatory.
don't. It's a slur.
Math lover.
I'm a math lover, and I'm proud
you
of
know
it.
what? She's a woman in STEM, okay? We
I-
can give her a
Oh my
pass.
God.
I'm a woman, and look, I calculated her a Tam Sam song.
Fraction
And
supporter.
if
Someone
she
had
didn't,
to.
If she didn't, we wouldn't have gotten it. It was really, stakes were high.
I can do complicated math, but I can't do
No, this is
multiplication.
really distressing to me.
No,
you have no idea.
Algebra apologist in this room.
Algebra is the best kind of math.
What?
Okay, think about it. Wait, stop. Think about it. If you
There really is an algebra apologist in this room.
you have to think about, of all the math you get to take, algebra, geometry, calculus, pre-calc. Algebra was the beginning. It was the easiest one we had to do. It only got worse after algebra.
Babes.
Did it or did it not?
Babes, as soon as
All right,
you start
other than
giving
arithmetic.
math a specific name, I'm out.
It all has a specific name.
Not when you're a baby.
It's arithmetic.
just math.
It's called arithmetic.
No. They don't. They're not telling babies you're taking arithmetic right now. They're telling babies you're going to math class.
They don't tell babies anything. They tell the parents.
Well, they're telling the parents that their babies are going to math class. If I was a parent and somebody told me that my
And what are
baby
you learning in
was-
math class? You're learning arithmetic.
If I was told as a parent that my baby was doing arithmetic, I'd be like, my baby's doing what?
I honestly feel really unsafe here, and I have to go. I feel like, you know what?
No, you know what? I want to defend her. I talked to so many friends asking them if they could help me with Tam Sam Som, friends who have sold and exited their companies. And they said to me, I don't know what Tam Sam Som is. So like it's actually
nobody should.
And no, exactly.
That's true. No,
nobody should.
Here's the thing. Let me be clear. Okay.
So it's really served us.
Thank you.
Thank you for your math.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Let me be clear. If I could have just gone to school and hung out with friends, that would have been my ideal situation. I didn't want to have to do math. I didn't want to have to do
And you
history
shouldn't have had
and
to.
write papers.
Yeah.
I would rather literally give my left kidney to never have to write a
Yeah.
fucking paper ever again. And thank God I don't have to.
But you know
I
what?
hope I don't.
You're a good sport. You do your best.
I did what I
You
could.
have a good time when you can.
Thank you.
And thank you for doing the math that you have done.
Someone's got to be the math friend in the fucking group. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry it had to be me. I'm not sorry.
I'm afraid of the math friend.
Good. I should be feared. I'm very powerful.
Well, she is. That's the thing. It's like if you know how to calculate a Tam Sam Sum, you can even conceptualize what
You
it
keep
means.
saying that, and in my head, I'm like, it sounds like you're just like riddling off like an
sine,
old man's
tan,
name
cosine.
at me.
Because you know what it
He's
stands
like,
for?
fucking
It's
old
like
man Jenkins,
it
the
literally-
rimmy tingy tangy. Like, what the hell are you saying?
you know what it stands for? This is even worse.
No,
this is where it
I
even
don't even
starts
know
to
what
get
it
worse.
stands for. Once we get into
Total
words, I'm outta here.
addressable market. What does that mean? We actually can't talk about this because I feel like I'm gonna
Honestly,
cry
no,
even just.
I
thinking
really don't
about
want to
it.
get back into this.
Let's. Okay, this is supposed to be fun.
No,
I'm
right.
on
I don't need to
vacation.
think about Tam Sam Som ever fucking again. I don't want to look at those numbers ever again.
Next topic. I don't want to deal with this.
Wait.
I am on my vacation.
Listen. I'm just a
Listen.
girl trying her best.
And you're doing so good. And you're being a woman in business for both of us.
I haven't taken a math class since freshman year of college, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
I think that that's okay.
Same. And I'll never do it again.
Yeah, and I won't ever do any classes ever again, ever.
No, and I'll never own a graphing calculator.
Yeah, okay, this is what I was actually going to say is what the fuck is the point? Because we all have calculators. Like,
I know.
what actually was the point?
Also,
know.
I feel like I never actually used all the features on that fucking calculator.
No, of course
No.
not. And you know what? I had to get another fucking calculator in college so that I could do finance. There are finance calculators. Tell me that's not the worst thing you've ever fucking heard.
I will say I am starting my MBA in the fall, as you guys know, and I am a little
that's true.
nervous that like mathematically I'm not prepared or equipped considering I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
Wait, do you like have to take a math?
I don't know. I have no idea.
There's
I have
math
no
in
idea.
business,
But I am
unfortunately.
and I can do the math in business. I can.
Except
But
for
I-
Tam Sam
As
Som.
long as we don't
That's
go
true.
beyond.
That's true. But I could learn that in a class, I feel like, hopefully, and maybe I wouldn't cry about it.
We
That's
just
true.
listen.
You know?
we can't go beyond addition, subtraction, multiplication.
I don't want
division,
to.
I'm okay
fractions,
with that.
decimals.
I'm okay with
We're
that.
cool with that.
I'm okay
Anything
with that.
beyond
And
that,
that's what I do in business right
I'm okay
now.
with that.
Like that's
We're
what I
not doing
do.
Algebra
now.
is just that. It's PEMDAS.
get those parentheses out. Of
Yeah, I'm
that.
cool. Get the parentheses and the square things. I don't need any
Yeah.
square roots of
No.
things. I don't need to do that.
Yeah, I never needed.
I also don't need to do long division.
No.
No.
I don't need to do division period. Okay.
That's true.
That's where I draw the
division
line.
is overrated. Unless it's 4 divided by 2, I don't want to talk about it. I can do anything divided by 2.
Just registered.
Oh my god, I just peed.
Anything other than that,
I can do literally anything divided by 2.
Other than that, you've lost me after that. I can also do anything multiplied by 10.
That's good.
You know?
That's pretty good.
Or like 100.
Look.
I can do anything plus 1.
Ooh.
Oh, Maddie.
You know what gets really hard? Anything
+2?
-1. As soon as you start subtracting, it's crazy.
Maths.
I'm like, my brain just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Sally has 2 apples.
And she will always have 2 apples.
That's it.
Because even if she eats them, they were still hers at one point.
Okay,
Right.
love that. Ownership.
I love that.
And now they're inside her.
I love it when
Women's
women
rights.
own
Sally
things.
still has 2 apples.
That's so true.
I'm getting a feminist anthem from this
and
right
then
now.
when
Sally's a
Sally
feminist.
finally... No, Sally always really does have 2 apples.
Oh, I believe it.
I agree.
It's the water cycle or something. I don't know.
Facts. We love a woman in STEM.
Always have 2 apples. Every woman has
It
2
just
apples.
all comes back to us eventually.
But
Look.
Maddie, you know, you might not be into math, but you really are a woman in STEM. You've
It's true.
conducted quite
Yeah.
a few science
Well,
experiments.
listen, I never said anything about
True.
being opposed to science.
Yeah, no, you're a
Oh,
scientist.
science is cool.
Science
Yeah.
is super cool.
That's what I think too.
Science is very cool.
Math, though?
Yeah, I could have very much done without English or history. Obviously, history is important, and as I get older, I'm like, it's
Those
a
are my
little
2
cooler. It's
favorites.
a little cooler to learn about like history you're interested in rather than
Yeah.
learning about every American war 10 times because they don't
Yeah.
fucking teach you about anything other than American wars.
Mm-hmm.
We learned about like maybe like no, I feel like we learned about like the Silk Road once, and that was it.
Yeah.
The triangle trade and then the Civil War again. History is important, but it's fucking boring how they teach it in
Yeah.
schools. If I have to
Also,
learn
old
about another
people.
fucking old white man, I swear to fucking God, I'm ripping all my hair out. I literally,
There's
I'm
also
like, I can't relate. I'm like, none of this shit is important to me. My ancestors were not these people. Like, be fucking for real. I'm not from here, okay?
true.
Hated that. I was like, this is so boring.
But you know what I'm glad we know about?
What?
The Boston Tea Party.
Period.
But
No.
they said, we're going to dump this tea in the ocean.
We're gonna. We don't want to pay any taxes. And period. They're right. I don't want to pay taxes either.
Ocean.
The Bostonians are fucking onto something. They're onto something, and that's why we drink coffee in the United
Mega
States.
major colossal slay on behalf of the Bostonians.
It's really so true. They said "fuck you" to England.
Yeah, they were really anti-Brit in that moment.
and I can't blame them. You know,
Sometimes I'm anti-Brit.
I'm always anti-Brit except for one time.
I
think you know what that means.
I know what that does mean.
You know what I'm talking about.
I sometimes love the Brits.
Yeah, no, they're very entertaining.
Every now and then.
Yeah, you know, they're like a problematic fave of mine, for sure. I'm fascinated. They're so
Can I
fucking
just say,
strange.
last night we were finishing watching this most recent week of Love Island, and it was like at the end of the episode, Meek and I just had a realization that I'm not going to say out loud because I don't think that it's appropriate.
Why not?
What?
No, you're probably right. We'll tell you in a second. We'll tell you later.
Is it impossible?
Oh, we can just cut
No,
this
no,
out.
no.
But
Mika and I had a realization. And
about you.
we don't have
Okay,
to.
look,
We,
I was asleep.
Listen,
I don't know.
I know.
Mika and I had a realization, and we don't have to get into what the realization was, but it resulted in us speaking in a sloth voice for like 30 minutes.
No, it was crazy.
While Ashley was asleep,
Knocked
and
out.
we were losing our minds,
crying.
laughing, saying different Love Island phrases in a sloth voice.
The islander that I would like to send home is
This is a really hard decision for me and my girl.
I would like my girl to stay out of drama.
If this is how you're gonna act, I don't think that I like you anymore.
I don't think we can be together. Together.
I don't like girls with drama.
I don't like girls who get into drama.
My girl, no drama.
Stays out of drama. And do with that information what you will.
Yeah, do with that exactly
If
what
you know,
will.
you know.
But it was just so funny because we were doing this and like scream laughing, and Ashley's just like sound asleep.
Like really like a baby. You
Doesn't
were
give a
so
shice.
like just sleeping so peacefully.
Mm-hmm.
I was
I
like
didn't hear a
shaking
thing.
this bed like we were
Yeah,
sitting
no.
like we are right now.
We were
you know?
like literally like
like I was like
we're like pounding on the walls.
and Ashley's just like
Here's why. And Maddie, I'm curious if you can relate. I grew up in a family with 6 people and lots of chaos and lots of screaming. So I can sleep through anything
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
on survival.
Honestly,
that's fair.
That's on getting your sleep.
That's
no,
fair.
me too.
But
I'm,
I imagine you probably could too. You have a big family too.
No, I not a lot wakes me up. My special skill though is falling asleep in 2 minutes flat.
That's good.
I can't relate to either of those things.
Yeah.
It takes me 3 years to fall asleep, and if I hear anything, I'm like, huh? Who's that?
No.
Who's that?
Let's like a one time a few months ago, my building, there was like some fire in my building in the middle of the night, and I didn't wake up. I did not wake up. And then I wake up and there's like 100 messages in the group chat being like, is everyone okay? All the fire trucks outside.
Like, why wouldn't I be okay?
Imagine me laying in bed at 7 a.m. reading messages from midnight of people being like, fire, fire. And I was like dead to the world. I was panicked. I was like, why didn't you wake up?
Your body failed you.
Honestly.
But let's say like maybe that's a good thing. She
Maybe
went
you
out
really
peacefully.
needed that sleep.
She never woke up.
You think the smoke would have gone to you first? And that would have ended it?
No, I think Mango would kill me before the smoke gets to me because she's a really she'd look out for me.
What about Mango, though?
Oh well, she's going with me. Listen, she doesn't want to live if I'm not around.
That's true.
So
It's
real.
But she's gonna take me out before the smoke can
Have
take
you
me
thought
out
about-
love.
as an act of like,
I was
you
just
know,
gonna say
yeah,
something really
for sure.
morbid.
mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that.
exactly. What?
I just thought something really morbid. I kind of want to say
You don't
it.
want to say it? You can just
I
say it
don't
now.
know.
You can say it now.
I was just thinking like, oh, it's so bad.
Look at that level. It's like you can't even commit to it.
Okay,
come
well,
on.
because it's a sad reality. Like, if something happened to you, like, who's Morgan's godparent? Because I was thinking it'd be Morgan. Who's Morgan's godparent? Who's Mango's godparent, and is it Morgan?
I don't
That's
know.
a good question.
If Mango could go to a few people, I have thought about this. I think
Okay, who-
ultimately there's a few people that I would want her to go to or be okay with her going to, but I would want the person, I would need them to sort it out within themselves if they were capable of taking her in or not. Because I want her to be in the most loving home possible.
I'd take her in.
I would
with
do
someone
it so
that loved her
wholeheartedly.
That means a lot.
equally as much
Yeah.
as I like how we're like planning for my death right now. But
Just in case. You never know.
you know, in
Well,
case,
no, 'cause
because
Mango needs
Mango's
to be taken
immortal.
care of.
So
No,
like
I know,
eventually,
I know.
Immortal. We're going to have to pass
Yeah,
her
no,
down.
eventually
I-
when I'm 95,
I would take her really wholeheartedly and like.
When we're all
yeah.
95, you mean?
Yeah.
yeah,
It has to be Morgan then. She's younger.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Do you guys know that me and Maddie are born 20 days apart, and Mika is born a few
Like
days
2 weeks later.
after?
Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
because God knew.
We're all within 30 days of each other.
But we were talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
Is that
Listen to this.
we're born 20 days apart, right? But I was born a month early.
Yeah.
My due date was April 3rd.
I know.
My due date was actually April 22nd.
No way, Mika.
Yeah, way. I was this close to being a Taurus.
No
I thought
way.
I'd be Taurus.
Wow. See,
I'm
I
so
was
glad
this
you
close to
weren't.
being an Aries.
Period.
But the universe was
Facts.
like, that's a Pisces.
Right.
But the learning here is
Yes.
just that
What we just realized.
like it's just like the dates are just so unknown, right? And like the human body is so weird. Like, what if we were conceived on the same day?
That would have been fucking sick.
but I think we were, and I think that's the story, and
Like,
I think
is
we
that
stick
how
to it.
like we were written in the
That,
stars?
well, here's the thing. It's,
Yeah, I
it's
kinda think
highly
so.
possible. Like our
Yeah.
parents were just having a little like summertime fun.
Yeah.
Conceived on the same day.
I think
Absolutely.
we were written
Written in
on
the
the same
stars.
day.
I think so.
Besties.
I just
so
feel
too.
like there's no way that
Definitely.
we couldn't have been. Like, we just need each other, you know?
It's
like,
true.
I feel
It's
like
true.
we just, like, there's no way that I could have done this world without you, and you
No,
could have
it's
done it
true.
without me. I feel like,
Right.
I feel like there's just, like, it was just meant to be, you know, like
It truly was. It truly, truly was.
and then thank God for you too.
honestly,
You know, I mean, we needed
And you know
our
who else to thank God for?
Ellie.
Dale was what I was gonna say, but
Dale?
also Ellie.
Hit it.
Figuring out what's for dinner is not at the top of anybody's summer activity wish list, particularly not mine, because I am very indecisive and usually pretty bad at cooking, as we all know. HelloFresh delivers mouth-watering, chef-crafted recipes and fresh ingredients straight to your door so that you can spend your summer doing whatever else you would rather be doing. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered so that you can skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable, which is why it is America's #1 meal kit. I tried HelloFresh for the first time when I was recently post-grad. I was in my first big girl job after finishing college, and I really loved it at the time because number one, it made packing a lunch so much easier, and number two, and this is the big reason why I love HelloFresh, is that it makes cooking for one person so much easier. Living alone and cooking for yourself is really difficult because you have too much of everything all the time, and there's just no way to use all of your fresh produce and ingredients before they go bad at the end of every week. With HelloFresh, everything comes pre-portioned specifically for the recipes that you're going to be cooking that week, so you'll have the perfect portion for your dinner and an extra portion that you can take and eat for lunch the next day. They have 40 recipes to choose from weekly, so even the pickiest of eaters will be able to find something they enjoy with HelloFresh. So if you're interested in making home-cooked meals a little bit easier and a little bit more delicious, you can go to hellofresh.com/emotionallyonline16 and use code emotionallyonline16 for 16 free meals plus free shipping. Again, that's hellofresh.com/emotionallyonline16 and use code emotionallyonline16 for 16 free meals plus free shipping from America's #1 meal kit.
When was this? In March.
this we were in. What? No, you tell the story.
No, in March,
Yeah.
when we were both visiting Ashley.
Oh,
for her
yeah.
birthday. Ashley has a piece of paper on her fridge magneted that is a picture of Pitbull, but Ashley has this photo on her fridge that's a photo of Pitbull that says Dale on the back, and we were all in her kitchen. And she goes, "Guys, isn't this so
funny?
weird? Like, why is there a picture of Pitbull? It just says Dale."
Okay, and a little more backstory. My best friend Emma, who we're all good friends with, got it for me because I'm obsessed with Pitbull, but clearly not very observant. No. And I was having a tough time. I was working at a tough job, and Emma came over, so nice, brought me like the most thoughtful gift, and I opened it up, and it said my favorite Pitbull quote about how for everyone going through tough times, been there, done that, but every day above ground is a great day.
Yes,
Remember that.
Absolutely.
And then, I saw that. Okay.
Wait, did she print out?
Yes, Emma printed that out for
and
me.
You didn't think to ask her at that moment? Like,
I was just like,
why does
that
this
is
say Dale?
so
Who's
sweet.
Dale? You just didn't ask?
No, I was just like really touched.
It just
I was
didn't
just
register
like,
at
this
the
is
time. You
really,
didn't
I don't know
notice.
why it
So
says Dale,
funny.
but I'm so touched.
The deafening
so
silence
kind.
in the kitchen for like 10 seconds while we were all
like,
because I was trying to figure out if she was
if she was
joking
serious.
or not. Like I was
No,
like,
no.
if like we were
like,
supposed to
I
catch
don't know
on.
if Dale was like, it was like a Tarjay sort of thing. Like you
Nope.
just changed the pronunciation of Dale for no reason.
No,
All right,
It was
you
like
got
the
it, ladies.
inverse of
it was
Tarjay.
literally incredible.
Okay, but anyways,
We have a
can you
friend.
explain this? I don't know how to explain this.
Okay. We have a really good friend named Jimmy who I think you should just listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if this is the right one. It might not be.
Please, it's your international Mr. Worldwide, Dolly.
Tell me that's not Pitbull himself.
It sounds
It's
exactly
it's
like
the,
Pitbull.
Please, international love.
it again.
Please, it's your international Mr. Worldwide.
It's that is it.
Dolly.
International.
It's the vocal fry that he
it
does
is.
so
So
well.
good.
It's the pause and the vocal fry.
Okay.
He's literally incredible.
I have another
thought
thing.
it was amazing.
I have another
Obsessed.
thing to say about Pitbull publicly in front of everyone.
Okay, well, I'd like to
God.
hear. And careful what you say because you are speaking to a big Pitbull fan
I've
right
said
now.
Watch
it to
out,
you
watch out.
before.
Okay, let's do it.
Because this is what I think about every single time I see Pitbull. First of all, I understand like Pitbull inside my brain as being like a 50 something 40 something year old guy, right? I have this understanding of who Pitbull is. And then I saw a video one time of someone that supposedly got a video message from Pitbull being like, oh, hey, I'm so sorry you couldn't make it to the show tonight. And I was watching the video that they posted on social media being like, that's an imposter. Like, that is an impersonator.
I remember talking about
There's
this.
no way that's Pitbull because it looked like a 14-year-old boy with a fedora on.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe what I was looking at.
Yeah.
And I was like scrolling through the comments waiting for someone to be like, that's not really Pitbull. You're trying to trick the internet. I thought they were just lying and being like, Pitbull sent me a message. I was like, that's a 14-year-old in a suit.
I can't even believe it. I
And
remember.
I showed everyone the video being like, guys, this isn't Pitbull, right?
And
Because
we were
it looked
like-
nothing like the version of Pitbull I had in my head. And when you Google Pitbull and look at those photos, that's exactly how I see him.
Yeah.
This video looked nothing like that. So then it got me thinking.
Oh,
Like,
watch
first
out.
of all, was the video an impersonator?
it could have been.
Because
Sounds
how do
like
we
it was.
explain this? Second of all, Pitbull's much shorter than I thought he was.
Yeah. He's like 5'7".
And I'm only
5'6".
4'11", and not even.
So Dale.
Dial it.
Hit it.
Hit it. Dale. I remember watching that video 100 times with you and thinking, that could be Pitbull.
But it didn't look like him at all. It looked like a 14-year-old.
I wouldn't say it didn't. 14 is a stretch. It more like a
Hold
17-year-old.
on.
Yeah.
Actually,
it looked a
did
little
I ever
young.
show you this
No.
video? I will
It was
find
strange. It
As
very
a Pitbull
much.
expert, I'd like to see
It was weird. I remember literally we were like Googling pictures of Pitbull and like his tattoos so that we could like figure out whether or not this was really
Guys,
him.
he's getting so good though. He's doing so much motivational speaking. And honestly,
getting good.
no, he's always been amazing. But like this like second stage of his career is like
Yeah.
it's like
Inspirational.
It's inspirational on and off the stage.
Yeah.
And like I just love it. And I just want more of it.
He's not Mr. Worldwide for nothing.
And he's still putting out music. I mean, oh yeah. And they're
Wow.
still fucking bangers.
No doubt.
And like in his last song, he sings a little bit about cannibalism, which is
That's
really
true.
pushing the boundaries, in my opinion.
That's true.
I don't know if I'd sing about that,
Yeah.
but you know.
Wow. Fucking Pitbull. Honestly, while Maddie's looking this up, another fun story about our friend Jimmy and Pitbull.
Oh.
So Jimmy and his whole family are big fans of Pitbull, and they've gone to like several Pitbull concerts. And one time they went to a Pitbull concert and Jimmy couldn't make it, so they sent him a picture with Pitbull. They were sat there with Pitbull, or so we thought. So Jimmy is like showing, we're back in college, and Jimmy's like showing all of us, like all of our friend group, this picture of his family with Pitbull. And like, apparently every single one of us thought this, but didn't say it. We were all
I actually
like,
won't lie. When I saw it, I actually thought I was pretty convinced. And
Were
again,
you?
I'm not very observant, but Jimmy's dad showed it to
Attention
me
to
at a
detail.
separate time.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. I was like, it looks a little fake, but like Jimmy's dad is telling, like,
Right.
I'm not
We
gonna
gaslit
disrespect
ourselves.
the man.
Please just listen to what he had to say to me about this.
is that? Who the fuck is that?
Pitbull.
That's such a bad fit.
That looks like a 14-year-old in a suit.
It does. It's not. He doesn't.
That's not a
But
grown
I just
man.
love listening
It's
to him. You
Pitbull.
know.
That's not a grown man.
He's not a grown man.
Does he do cameos? Because guys, he looks like a little mouse, like one of the three blind mice.
I
He's
think
so
about it every
scrawny.
day of my life because who is that? Who is that?
It's Mr. Worldwide.
I'm going to link
bestie.
the TikTok in the description down
I
below
think
so you
you're
guys can
thrown
see
off.
it too.
I think you're thrown off because he's a lot smaller than you thought he was.
But it's like he also looks like he has a baby face.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Well, it's hard to tell
I don't
in
want
the
to get back into this.
sunglasses.
Okay, because right, it's the sunglasses, the hat, it's the facial hair. It looks like he's trying to go incognito. it looks like he's trying to hide the fact that he's Pitbull.
14-year-old that's like
It looks like he's trying
No
to
one
hide the
can
fact
know
that
I'm
he's
here.
Pitbull.
He can't
That's
be
real.
a 14-year-old because he's a full face of hair.
I think it looks like that could be a fake beard.
No, it's not. It looks nothing like him.
What do the comments say? What do the
We
comments
literally-
say?
Nobody's ever said anything about this.
Because you're the only person
somebody
that
said,
thinks
"Why
it."
does he look so different?" 413
What
likes.
if, guys, wait. What if he got Botox?
Guys.
Botox is so in right now. Botox is...
He's such a little guy.
Yeah, he's little.
That's nobody's, like...
I don't know. I'd like a hug.
My
I
people
can
are little.
fund him.
My people are little, bestie.
This is absurd. Who is this?
It looks kind of
my
like
favorite man.
It looks a little bit like if you went to the wax museum. Saw the wax version of Pitbull. That's what it looks like. If the wax
Yeah,
version of
it
Pitbull
is.
came to life. And they threw on some glasses and a fucking hat. The hat is fucking nuts too. That was an interesting choice of
Yeah, it's not a good hat.
What? What? Say. Yeah, it's
I love
weird.
him.
Anyway, go check out the video for yourself. And
It's
you'll see what
crazy.
talking
I'm
about.
so happy that we're talking about Pitbull, guys. That just feels
It's
really
true.
right, you know?
Dale.
Now, I'll be so honest. We've been going for 54 minutes. I don't know what the fuck we've talked about in the last 54 minutes.
It feels like it's a real sleepover, like vibe. Like it feels like this is like this. Like you get to a state where you're like so delusional, and you're like, I could just keep going.
Stop.
I don't have any idea what we talked about, but we do have important business to cover.
The Islanders are back in the villa, mate.
Dude, our neighbors hate us. I hope we have none.
Fuck them neighbors. I don't give a fuck. I'm on vacation.
Can I just say though, I'm so excited and so happy that Mika gets to do this portion with you because she's really so deserving. And she's going to enhance it so much.
I've been so patient. I've been literally like manifesting this. I've been waiting for my fucking
Here
moment
she is, baby.
to actually get my input on the Love Island portion of Emotionally Online. And here we are.
Here we fucking
Finally. Yeah.
Okay.
There's so much to say.
So, Island is back in the villa, babes.
I feel like we should also preface this by saying that I don't know what's going on and I will be happily contributing, but I'm not.
So,
I just
Not
killed an
caught up.
ant.
beginning of the week, we've got
Bad vibes.
Sorry.
we've got the aftermath of the recoupling, which ended up dumping George. I love when these people pretend that they're totally distraught
They're like,
over someone they've known for 5 days,
I'm
and
torn.
they start talking about them like they've died.
just
Like,
not-
what did Medi was
just
like? He
can't
was such
believe
a
it.
funny lad,
I
and I'm
just
like,
can't
he
believe it.
was. Like, you knew this man for
Sorry.
5 days, and now you're like, rest in peace, George. He was so funny.
Just like I can't
can't believe he's
it.
gone.
I can't believe he's gone. They say that all the time.
I was just like,
They say
"Can't-
that all the
what are
time.
we gonna do without him? Like, babes, that's a stranger.
Yeah, I think it stems really from like realizing their own
Yeah.
vulnerability. They're like, fuck. Like, this is a dude who like maybe we saw kind of like going a little bit farther, and like they realize in that moment when someone goes
Yeah.
home that like no one is safe.
Yeah.
because you really never know.
They're not immortal.
So it's I really genuinely believe it's never about the person leaving
Yeah.
until you get to like, you know,
Later
weeks
on.
like 5 and
And then
6
it
when,
makes
you know,
sense.
yeah.
But it's like they knew George for 5 days,
yeah.
and the man was not that interesting.
He really wasn't. That's why he went home.
What are you guys
The
upset
British
about?
public were like, send that man home.
babes. I feel it's gonna be so quiet without him here.
And the villa was not quiet after he left, let me tell you.
So, after, post recoupling, things are going on. Zach and Catherine have a very weird kiss. And I thought it was very weird and awkward because she like paused to prepare for it. Like, he was about to go in and she was like, hold on 1 second.
Period. And I don't
was
blame her.
like, I was cringing. I was like,
Look.
ooh, that was rough.
I support women's wrongs.
It's true.
So at the end of the day, babes, do what you gotta do.
And Zachariah looks like Chet Hanks, which
He
this
does.
is a realization
Horrible.
that it took a week to come to, but now that it's here, Chet Hanks is in the villa.
I hate it. I really can't unsee it. I know Ashley doesn't know who Chet Hanks is.
Say we also learned that I didn't know that.
Yeah,
was.
that's
Just
true.
a few short days ago,
I have to
I
pull up
said
a picture
this,
for you.
and Ashley was like, "Who's Chet Hanks?" And I was like, "Who's Chet Hanks?"
Like, what do you mean? Have you I just feels like Chet Hanks has been like all over like the internet
I
for
know
the
about
last
the
like
bonus Jonas, like,
but not Chet
I
Hanks.
feel like that
Very
has to
important.
Give me some.
Can I also
Yeah.
I want to show you his brother Colin Hanks. Looks like a really normal regular guy. He looks just like a Hanks. And then there's Truman and Elizabeth Hanks apparently as well. Truman looks very, very regular as
How
well.
many kids does he have?
4.
Oh, that's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
That's me coming from a family of 4 and 2.
True.
I'm like 4 kids. Wonder what that's like.
Chet Hanks
I happen
is
to know.
in the villa.
Chet Hanks, babes.
Chet Hanks
Someone
is in
let
the
him
villa.
in the back.
I literally, as soon as he said that, I was like, huh. Chet Hanks has finally picked up a white person accent for the first time in history. For the first time ever. We've seen it all, folks. He can finally be true.
So then the next thing that happened was Tyreek brings up in like front of a group of people that Zach clearly wants Molly. And he does this in front of a group, and Catherine's also a part of that group, which Catherine is coupled up with Zach right now. And Catherine was like, that was shady and rude. Why would you say that in front of everybody? Like, if you really thought there was something going on, you could have just pulled me and said it to me directly.
Yeah.
You said it in front of the group because you were trying to embarrass me. And she was right. That was a very weird thing to do.
I fucking hate Tyreek anyway, so he's
Just one more reason.
he
not to like him.
sucks. Yeah.
And she called him out for it like pretty much immediately, and it was fine. But it was still,
as
like,
Whitney does.
why
I mean,
would you
as
do that?
Charlotte does. Charlotte, what? What? Catherine. It's so hard to get these names right. Honestly, I've just been, it's early days. So,
And then, what fucking challenge was this? They were doing the boys were doing some sexy challenge.
yeah, they were like
They were
catching all the
investment bankers
money
or something.
Yeah, they ripped off their clothes. Are catching money.
Who said this? Was it Zach?
I think
Where
so.
he busts out and he goes, "Forget raising stocks and bonds. I'm here to raise your hairs." we were laying here being like, wait, what?
Because also like they make them all say a little cheeky line in the beginning of like when they come out, and it's like, what? First of all, why do they do that?
Right.
Second of all, who's coming up with these?
Well, we've been debating who's the one that's writing them.
Them or the
I think
producers?
Zachariah came up with that one himself because I don't know what the fuck that was.
I think if the producers came up with them, they'd be a little better. I think they make them come up with them on purpose so that it is cringe and awkward. Because what was that?
Raising stocks and bonds. I'm
here
about to raise your hairs.
Okay.
My hairs.
Okay.
So that was something. And then during that challenge, Zach decides to kiss Molly instead of Catherine, which was really
shady.
The beginning of the end here for Zach and Catherine, which was going to happen anyways because they have no chemistry.
No, not at all. Catherine's way too hot for him anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Chet Hanks.
Right. No, thank you. I don't think so.
And then after Zach does that during the challenge, he's in the confessional being like, I feel like me and Catherine are in a really good position, babes. I don't know if this will affect it or
The
not.
absolute
It's
state
like,
of
you
delusion.
You don't know if this will affect it or not. You just made out with another girl in the challenge. You're like, actually, I think we're doing really good.
She's
So,
like, I don't think I did anything wrong. I'm a risk taker. Like, are you fucking nuts?
yeah, I don't know what was going on there.
Every time I watch this show, I'm reminded by how fucking insane the thought process. Like, just watching any of these men do anything, it's like, oh, so it's clear that you don't have a brain.
And then Catherine pulls him aside to talk to him about it, and he says that he's not going to apologize for disrespecting her.
Yeah.
Verbatim.
He does
says
say that. Yeah.
That's really bad.
Are we shocked? No.
No. This
Not
is
at all.
Chet Hanks behavior.
No, like, it's Chet Hanks behavior.
Telling you, Chet got in the villa somehow.
It's so bad. It's horrible.
Get Chet out. Get Chet out.
Really, honestly.
Looks.
Unfortunately, like, he's one of the Islanders that I feel like is going to be around for a little while. Because the ladies fucking love him. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
what
very
the
confusing.
fuck? What?
Speaking of someone that people love for unknown fucking reasons, Tyreek.
Don't even get me started.
Tyreek and Ella are having a conversation. In this conversation, Tyreek says that his whole life he's never been a one woman type of man.
Right.
And then Ella immediately after in the confessional is like, he's telling me so many good things.
And he also
it just all
says,
sounds so good. I'm like, what are we hearing
Okay,
the same thing?
in the same fucking conversation, 2 sentences after, he's like, yeah, I'm like really excited for them to bring more girls in so that we can really have like a test of our relationship. Are you fucking kidding me?
Listen to what this man is saying.
5 days after he told you he doesn't even remember meeting you.
Yeah.
The state of delusion that Ella lives in is like,
It's
it must be
getting out of
nice.
control.
Ignorance is bliss, really. Because
But also, like, it's just confusing.
But also, is it?
apparently, I don't know.
It's very confusing because Tyreek, as much as I don't like the guy, has been pretty fucking clear
He's been honest.
about how emotionally stunted he is. He's been
it's
pretty
true.
upfront about it.
Yeah, no, he's not leaving anything up for the imagination.
So no, I don't like the guy, but like he's not the hardest person to
Yeah,
read.
he's not being like shady.
No.
He's being very like he's being so he's just doing everything out in the open. He's telling it to her face and he's like just in front of her flirting with other girls and she's like, I just wish he would like pick me. And it's like, bestie, he explicitly told you he won't pick one person. Right? Like he said he's never been
did
a
say
one
that.
woman kind of guy.
and you're like, I'm
Ever.
gonna change him.
Can we, for 1 second, can we also talk about that stupid little fucking black hat that Tyreek always wears backwards? What?
Yeah.
I just want to rip it off. It's not a fashion statement.
No,
you know,
it's
it's not. What is happening here? Not
Also,
to be a
it's
hater,
not
but
really fitting island vibes.
yeah, what are we at the fucking club?
Yeah.
Like you're in the middle of an island on Mallorca. Like
Yeah.
what is going on? Anyways, continue.
So this is just a sentence that we're going to come back to later on. But this is just now, beginning of the week. Jess tells Mitch that he's being mugged off by Molly, that she's two-faced, and she's playing him. Just remember that. We don't have to talk about this right now. But just remember that Jess says that towards the beginning of the
Take
week.
note. Don't
to
forget it.
Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then Jess calls out Molly to her face and says she's been disrespectful by talking to Zach for 2 hours is what they said. And Molly was like, oh, thanks for letting me know, and immediately calls Jess back out for having attitude with her. Because Jess was basically like, it's so rude that you were talking to Zach because you're with Mitch. And
Right.
Molly was super mature about it and was like, okay, thanks for letting
I'll
me
go
know.
talk to Mitch.
Goes to try to talk to Mitch.
Mitch doesn't wanna
says he doesn't
talk.
want to talk to her.
Comes
and then
back.
Molly comes back and is like, by the way,
Yeah.
you don't have to get, I don't know what this is.
Defensive or give me an attitude.
I'm just, you know,
if you have to tell me something, just let me know.
just let me know. It doesn't have to be a big deal.
Yeah.
I like Molly.
I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan. She's only 21 years old.
And I think she's been slaying so far.
A massive slay. Big fan. Big fan. Yeah. I'll say we need a Jess on the show, though.
We do need a Jess on
I
the show.
love someone who's
A
ready
shit
to
stirrer.
stir the pot at
That's just
any given
doing
moment.
insane shit for no fucking
I
reason.
love it. That's why we watch reality TV. If they were all friends, it'd be fucking boring.
Yeah.
It's true.
But
You know?
this whole interaction was so bizarre where you're on Love fucking Island and you're mad
It's
at
the beginning
Molly.
of week 2.
You're mad at Molly on like day 6 for having a conversation with someone else.
Yeah, all the while, Jess is like every morning hopping into bed with Mitch and like cuddling with him, playing with his hair, playing with his hands. Like she's clearly she made it clear day 1 to the girls that she's interested in Mitch.
Yeah.
And she's clearly very flirtatious, clearly into Mitch, which is not an issue, but it's an issue when you're clearly like trying to stir the pot and drive a wedge into the relationship.
Yeah.
Because it's like, just say you like him.
Right.
Just say that and
it's
do
ridiculous.
that. You know, it's Love Island. Like this isn't 7th grade. Like you don't have to pretend that we're just besties. We're just like
Oh,
really
like,
close.
They got so mad for no reason. Like right after this happens is when Mitch and Zach start fighting.
Yeah,
Because Zach
what?
goes to sit down next to Mitch and the rest of the guys.
Don't
and
sit next
Mitch
to
is
me.
like, don't sit next to me.
I don't want to talk to you.
You're a snake, you fucking donut. You've got small dick energy.
Boo.
But so for what? For sitting and having a conversation with
Meanwhile,
Molly?
literally that morning, Mitch gave the green light to both Molly and Zach. He was like, Zach, it's cool that you kissed her. I totally get it. No problem. And Molly also, I understand it's totally cool if you want to crack on other people. And then Jess gets in there and is like, Molly's fake. She's playing you. And now he's all fucking pissy and moody. And it's
It
like,
just made no sense whatsoever.
he's such a baby. Like, he's
Yeah,
a huge baby.
The biggest baby.
Yeah.
And then they're laying in bed, and Mitch rolls over to Molly and whispers to her, "Never speak to me again."
After tonight, never speak to me again. And turns over. And Molly was just like, okay.
It was so melodramatic. I was like, "There's
really
no
stupid.
for having a conversation
Right.
on Love Fucking Island."
Literally, like, fucking 5 days in.
Like, yeah, and then Mitch also says to her that he finds it so unattractive that she's the only woman in the villa that's moving like this, and she's like, "For what? The other guys are attracted to me, and you're mad.
If
like,
you
what did I
can't
do?
date, if you can't handle dating a hot fucking woman,
Then don't."
literally.
Mitch
Like,
sounds like
be
the
for,
worst.
like, what are you doing? Like, your girlfriend is a hot commodity, or no, she's not even your girl. First of all, she's not even your girlfriend.
Right. You've known
the
this woman
girl
for
you
6
like,
days.
the girl you like, who's kind enough to show you the time of day, is liked by everyone. You should feel even fucking luckier that she's talking to you despite having 100 other options in this villa. Be so for real.
Yeah, it's so embarrassing.
Boo.
Then I have this random note in here. I forget what conversation this was happening in, but somebody asked Mehdi to rate himself, and Mehdi rated himself a 9, but it would go up to a 10 if he had a girlfriend.
I think he was talking to Whitney. He was like, I would give myself a 9. 9. No, what did he say? I think he said like an 8.5 or a 9. Anyways, I give myself a 9, and the only thing I'm missing is a girlfriend. It's a woman. I like my woman fiery.
Which I think that's so corny and weird.
He's such a liar too. Like, he does not. He's the most boring, plain person I've ever seen on this fucking show.
I'd be a 10 if I had a girlfriend. That sounds really lame.
It's weird.
Like, it sounds really
like, just give
depressing.
yourself a 10 if that's what you feel. That's okay. Don't just make some shit up. Like,
Right.
that was not as smooth as you thought. Maybe it would have sounded better if it was in French. I always
Right.
I've been
That's
giving him the
fair.
benefit of the doubt until recently, because I'm like, like, this isn't his first language. Like, sometimes you're translating things in your brain. Like, maybe this just is like something that you say in France, and like that's just the vibe.
Yeah.
But I don't fucking think that's what it is. I think he's just fucking weird. Like, I think he's just a weirdo.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know.
We'll revisit Mehdi in a minute
Yeah.
because we've got some beef with him. But 2 new girls enter the villa, Charlotte and Leah, and they both take the same guys on a date. They do the
3 dudes.
appetizer, main course, dessert thing, and they are taking Mitch, Zach, and Tyreek on dates,
Yes.
which
And of course, all the Islanders are eavesdropping, listening in, hanging out on the terrace, trying to listen in on the conversations.
yeah.
I fucking hate that challenge or that like date thing,
Yeah.
because I'm like, oh, listen, the idea of like 3 men who don't know how to cook
Cooking.
trying to cook for me.
Yeah, they always
Like,
make the weirdest things.
One of
too.
them brought over a frozen waffle for dessert.
defrost
Didn't
it.
even defrost it.
put some strawberries on a frozen waffle.
I
and was like,
literally can't
bon
even
appetit.
believe I can't even believe it. Not
That's
one
so
man on
bad.
this fucking show cooks. I think in all of the seasons of Love Island, I can count on one hand. I can count on 3 fingers the amount of men who actually knew how to cook.
Yeah, that's tough.
And I know maybe that's part of the fun, but they never really show the food or talk about the food often. So it's like, why are we torturing these poor women?
I know.
Yeah.
Like, for what? For why?
I don't get it.
I hate it.
And then immediately after those dates happen, Molly and Zach kiss on the terrace.
Spicy.
And somebody sees, like maybe it was Whitney that saw.
Yeah.
Just looking up on the terrace. And she whispers to Catherine and Ella, who whispers, whatever. Mitch hears
gets back to
wave
Mitch.
of this. And he immediately is like, okay, fine then.
I'm gonna
and
go
like
walk over to Leah.
beelines to Leah, who in this conversation I felt was pretty obvious she's really not that interested in Mitch.
She literally afterward was like, he came on like really full on, and normally that's like okay, but it was really like uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, because it was clear that he's like not really that into her. Like he just is like either trying to make Molly jealous or like trying to get over her. And either way, it's like,
Yeah.
no, she's not interested.
And then Whitney and Maddie go on a date, on
Worst
a tandem bike.
Date I've ever seen in my
Which
life.
is like, if I went on Love Island and they sent me on a date on a tandem bike, I would pack up my bags and be like, eliminate me.
On a tandem bike, and also Whitney's in the back, which like I don't know, but it feels like
feels
she should have
wrong.
been in the
It feels
front,
like she
right? Like
should have been in
it
the front,
feels like she
too.
should have been in the front of the bike,
Yeah,
right?
like
Like
that
I'm
vibe.
like I don't know what it is about the tandem bike situation, but I feel like
I feel like
maybe
it's like you have the engine in the back.
yeah,
So
right.
Maddie needed to be in the
He's
back.
pretty scrawny though. She's got like some good thighs.
Whitney
on
was
her,
like, he's
you
not
know?
gonna do this.
She seems strong. He's not like this dude. Just this dude probably only eats like cigarettes and chocolate.
Yeah,
like I don't
honestly.
think like. I mean, he's French, so
Okay.
True.
So then the recoupling happens. Leah, the boys are picking, but Leah and Charlotte get to pick before the boys pick. So Leah ends up coupling up with Tyreek, taking him away from Ella, and Charlotte couples up with Zach, taking him away from Catherine, and also preventing Molly from switching out of her couple with Mitch to be with Zach instead. So this recoupling ends up leaving Ella and Rucci at risk for elimination. Rucci is then eliminated.
sad.
Then after the recoupling, Mitch is talking to the boys and he tells them that he saved Molly for Zach. And he was
Which
like,
nobody believes.
"You're my boy. Like, the only reason I decided to stay coupled up with Molly instead of picking Ella or Rucci is because you're my boy and I care about you and I'm rooting for you guys, whatever."
Be for real.
Says all of that, which we're all like,
Okay,
likely
sure
story,
thing. Okay, if you
Mitch.
say so.
And then immediately after saying that to Zach and the boys, goes to Molly and is like, let's continue to get to know each other under the radar.
Secretly.
Don't tell anyone that we're talking.
So that we can just like get to know each other without any of the pressure of other people knowing that
And-
we're getting to know each other.
And Molly's basically like, I'm good.
Yeah, she was like, I didn't know you felt that way. Also, like, I thought we made it really clear
Also,
that we're not
that's
doing this.
Really weird.
Yeah.
Molly
And
sounds like a big slut.
She is
She
like
is.
literally the biggest slay of the whole season.
And then
so
Molly
far.
goes over to Zach and it is immediately like, well, that was strange. This is what he said.
Yeah, no, that was my favorite part where he was like, shh, let's keep this between us. And then the boys come over and like he pretends like they're talking about something else, but he's clearly such a fucking bad liar because he's like, yeah, we were just talking about, you know, the recoupling and other stuff that and then walks away. And then she's like, yeah, that was crazy.
And
He
then
just-
she ends up sleeping outside that night because she was like, Mitch is so fucking weird. I can't even sleep in the same bed with this man.
so weird.
So
He
then
sounds
Molly
it.
Molly
so
sleeps
weird.
outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird and like disrespectful and
He has so many emotions and like nowhere to put them.
Yeah.
Like they're directed in all the wrong directions.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's okay to have a crush. It's okay to like a girl.
Right.
Stop being a
It's
weirdo.
very bizarre.
He went from like being super possessive to being like, okay, like, or to being like, don't talk to me. Then it's like, okay, we can be friends. And then
Yeah,
being
never
like,
talk to me
okay,
again.
Right. After tonight, don't talk to me again.
So unattractive. You only one in the village moving like this.
It's like, what is going on? And it's like, it's comical because, and it's ironic because he's moving shadily.
Yeah.
And all the girls think that Molly is like shady and playing a game
Yeah.
because
Well,
Jess is stirring the pot.
here's where things get juicy and spicy. Because I have no idea why everyone's being so mean to Molly. Right. Is it just because she's hot and everyone likes her right now? I don't know.
Yes.
Because there's really no reason for anyone to be mean to her. Jess specifically has been stirring the pot. Every chance she gets, she's talking shit about Molly for literally
I
no
think
fucking
that's why
reason.
everybody hates Molly, because as soon as you have a conversation with Jess, like let's say like they're all new to each other, right? And like Jess is basically spewing all this like hate about Molly to all the girls kind of like in small groups individually, and they don't know Molly really well, and to like not know her and see her like upset Mitch so much, who is well liked in the villa, and like kind of gun for Zach, even though like Whitney was even though like Catherine was kind of into him for a second. It's just like, if you were watching Love Island on silent, it would seem, you could in theory say that maybe Molly is like being a little bit of a player, but like that's clearly not the case. And if you had like a 20-second conversation with Molly, you would know that that's not the case.
That's like day 6,
but it's
like
weird.
She can play around, like
You know? I think the reason everybody
They're-
hates her is because Jess is talking shit.
100%. Agreed.
And
Jess sounds like the worst.
Jess is pretty likable, other than like the shit talking.
This weirdo behavior that she hates Molly for no fucking reason.
Right. It's because Mitch likes Molly. She hates Molly because Mitch likes Molly, and she's obsessed with Mitch. She has a huge crush on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why.
And so Ella, then while all of this is happening, Ella and Tyreek get into a fight, which they're fighting because Ella is basically like, you have to pick right now, me or Leah. And Tyreek is like, well, I don't know. I just met Leah. I don't want to pick. You can't make me pick. Like, I'm not going to do shit just because you tell me to do shit.
Right.
And I don't know, it escalates into a fight where.
Yeah. I'll say too, though, like before that, it's Leah was also kind of asked him to make tell her, not necessarily make a decision, but be like, kind of like, let me know where your head's at, because like you're super flirty with me, but you're obviously really full on with Ella.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't really know, I'm not sure. And then literally the next conversation, like he's telling Ella like, you're my number one and I really like you. So like it's clear that he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. He's just living in his own world. Like Tyreek's world is very different than the reality in which we all live.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in a shocking turn of events, which I loved, Whitney and Catherine call out Jess for bullying Molly.
Yeah.
And they're basically like, why do you keep saying, like, behind her back, you're going on and on about how she's so two-faced and whatever. And Jess literally gaslights the fuck out of them.
She just starts crying
and is like, I've literally never said that about Molly. Why would you say that about me?
She said that verbatim.
Like at least verbatim. At least 5 separate
and it's
times.
like, babes, we literally have
it's on camera.
The video evidence. We had the footage.
She was like, she started crying and was like, I literally can't believe you'd say that about
like,
me.
We have to stop talking because I'm getting really upset right now.
Like it was the most insane thing ever, where she gets called out for talking shit, which she has been, and she immediately starts crying. And it's like, if you're gonna talk shit, at least own up to the fact that you're talking shit. Like if you hold that opinion, if you think that Molly is two-faced and you're friends with Mitch and you think genuinely that she's treating him poorly, commit to that opinion.
She doesn't think genuinely. She has no reason to dislike Molly. She's making things up.
Jess is the epitome.
She's a hater.
A pick me.
Yeah.
This is what it is. Okay.
I know.
She's doing and saying all of this in front of Mitch to make him like her more, trust her more. She's just feeding into his ego because Jess wants Mitch.
Yeah, she really does. I love how like no nonsense like Catherine is.
Yeah.
And Whitney. I love the no nonsense. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I'm
That
like,
was
fuck yeah.
the only part that I watched, and I loved it. I thought it was like really awesome to watch them like call her out, and then I was really upset by what happened next, which I'm sure we'll get to.
So,
but that was really
I know.
infuriating.
What happens as a result of all of this, after this situation gets sort of, it's quickly resolved and whatever, the girls work themselves out. And then Whitney goes outside and starts to explain the situation of what just happened to Medi.
Boo.
who I
Yeah.
literally have nothing to say about now. He is such a loser for this. He basically starts blaming Whitney for the situation and telling her to mind her own business. If she made Jess cry, he'll be extremely angry.
It was like horrible. Like I
don't
couldn't-
like my women getting involved in drama.
Yeah. Is basically like making
It
it
was
seem
so
like
bad.
Whitney was
was so
stirring the
icky.
pot or causing shit when she was literally sticking up for Molly and doing the right thing. Jess was the one that was talking shit. But then instead of listening to the situation and understanding what was going on, Mehdi immediately
formed his own opinion.
was like, Whitney's a drama queen and I'm going to yell at her about that now.
Which, for the fucking record, up until literally this episode, Mehdi has in every fucking episode said that he likes and wants a fiery girl, a
And now
fiery woman.
suddenly,
No
And-
drama.
Right. Now that something fiery in the villa is happening, which Whitney has literally no part in any fieriness of it
Yeah.
all. He's
she was
like,
just honest. Like,
this
they
is
were,
too much for me. Theory number one is that he and Whitney obviously aren't interested in each other. They have zero chemistry and he's looking for an out. Two,
That's real.
it's a little bit of racism.
Yeah, 100%.
could
It's
be
a little
mixed
bit of
both.
a little bit of both,
Absolutely.
baby. Honestly, like where I have
It
no
was
idea
weird.
where that
It
came
was
from.
totally
hard
out of
to
nowhere.
watch.
Weird. It was most of the other men didn't really get involved. I mean, they all came over, you know,
Yeah.
but like they were like, all right, the girls are gonna fucking resolve this. Like they're doing their own thing. Like
Yeah.
Mehdi was really the only one who had like something to say about it.
Yeah.
And it came out of left field. I'm like, Mehdi hasn't had a single fucking opinion until today,
Yeah, he
and
was such a
now
But I
you're
do
like,
think that that's a good point that like he's trying to get out of the relationship.
Yeah.
He just did it and literally like also it's like that was like truly like some of the worst things that he could have said.
New guy enters the villa. Jess goes on the first date with him because she won a challenge that day. Scott is now here. Then, post that date with Scott, could have seen this coming.
Oh,
Mitch confesses his love to Jess.
shocker.
And Jess pretends for like 30 whole seconds to be shocked as if this wasn't her plan all along. As
What?
if
I'm
she
so
hasn't
surprised.
been
Me?
fucking plotting this for the last
What?
7-8 days.
I'm just so shocked and surprised. I like had no idea. As if they haven't been eye fucking each other from across the villa this
Yeah.
whole time. Anybody who has eyes could have called this. It was just so clear and obvious from day one. And I'm just like, I truly I'm shocked that it took Mitch this long
Yeah,
to get
so
to her.
am
And also like just in true pick me fashion, like I just can't believe that she's even still interested, because to me it's
Right.
like you've gone through not one but two different options, including Leah, if you're including Leah, before you got to me,
Yeah.
a final last resort in the villa.
Right.
You've gone
Now
through
that he's
all of the
panicking.
blondes in the villa,
Yeah.
and you finally gotten to me, who you've been keeping on the hook because I'm throwing myself at you, and now you're interested.
Yeah.
I don't really think he's that interested.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she's gorgeous, and I'm sure he's attracted to her, but like I think he's more attracted to other people.
Totally.
And that's not going to pan out well for Jess. I think she's going to drop everything for Mitch. She's going to get to know Mitch, and then another bombshell is going to come into the villa, show interest in Mitch, and he's going to drop Jess because she is hot and blonde as well.
Yeah.
It's really going to be that simple. And Jess is going to be left alone with no friends and no guys interested in her, I guess.
Yeah, I think so too. Then at the end of the week, there is a public vote that leaves 3 guys and 3 girls vulnerable to being dumped. So we've got Zach, Sammy, and Andre for the guys, and Charlotte, Leah, and Catherine for the girls. Andre and Charlotte are dumped from the island.
Immediately.
I was gonna say I don't recognize those names even from this episode.
Yeah.
Us talking.
I know. Charlotte
Yeah.
is too new,
Andre,
and Andre
was
is really
literally
quiet.
nothing was going on with him. He was barely even on camera the last few days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Charlotte was one of the new girls that was added like 2 days before.
it wasn't fair.
Real.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a very emotional elimination. I feel like we kind of knew that it was
Yeah,
coming.
yeah.
yeah, it was clear those were the 2 people that were going home.
And that's week 2 of Love Island.
Woof.
This season is really starting to shape up to be a real juicy one.
A good season.
Like, I'm liking the seeds that are being planted right
Me
now.
too. Me fucking too. I'm so excited. I can't wait for them to just drop. I think they're bringing in a new girl.
Yeah,
Like next episode or something.
probably. I'm excited.
I hope she's blonde.
I know.
Because I want Mitch to like
Because
her.
listen, we need to stir the pot. here a
No,
little
actually,
bit.
I hope that the blonde doesn't come in for another couple bombshells, so that like Mitch and Jess have some time to like crack on before.
So this could be a lie, but I was sent an article today.
Oh my god!
Rumors are circulating that Katie McDermott from season 3 is coming back as a bombshell.
I love that.
Or maybe she's season 2.
I love it when they bring back
No, I think she is season 2.
2.
I think so. She might be coming back.
Doesn't
though.
matter. We're bringing back a bombshell. I love it when they bring back.
I literally,
people.
when I read that, I was like, there's no fucking way that they'd bring her back. But it's possible.
We'll
So,
see.
We might get Katie back in the villa.
Watch the fuck out. This is shaping up to be a really, really juicy season
Yeah.
for sure. This is gonna be a good one.
It really is. So,
Wow. Love Island vibes.
that's that, babes.
Another week down in the villa.
Having so much fun in
Absolutely.
the Mallorca sun.
Cracking on. What do they say? Mallorca.
Eat, sleep, crack on, repeat. All right. Well, that's it for today's episode. It's time for us to go to bed.
Sleepy time.
It's the end of the sleepover, and we need to hit the hay.
So
So,
winding down.
thank you guys so much for listening. Again, the merch is going to be linked in the description down below. If you'd like to follow me or Ashley, Micha, and their company, the Wildflower Company, on Instagram, that'll be linked in the description down below as well. That's it.
Yeah.
Love you so much.
Thanks.
I'll see you guys next week.
Bye.